So this is our pre-observation meeting before we have our actual, before we start the process of the impact cycle. So there's a couple things I want to make sure that you have so that you kind of understand the process and how it works, because it's totally different than how coaching happened before. So there is a process. So the first process is identify. So that's the phase we're in right now. So that's why right now we're getting set up to basically find out your reality in your classroom. So there'll be a recording that you'll do, and then you'll observe the recording, and we'll go over those steps as we go through this meeting, so that you kind of have more of an understanding of each process. So first we start with identify, because we got to identify what the problem is, and then we move into, after we identify with using the video and other ways to measure what the goal is, we'll set a goal, and we use Pierce goals now instead of SMART goals. So as you are identifying the reality of the classroom and we're figuring out what is the big issue, then we're going to create a Pierce goal. And basically what that is, and I'll tell you how it's different a little bit from SMART goals, is that one has to be powerful. So that means it's going to make a difference in the student's life. Then it has to be easy, which basically means it's something that I can accomplish. Now everybody's cycle is going to be different. It could be a week, it could be 6 weeks, it could be 2 weeks. They get in, it's like, whoa, that's not an issue anymore. So it's different for everybody. So you can go through this cycle multiple times, but we'll do one goal at a time. But it has to be powerful and easy to measure and easy to accomplish. Okay. And then the difference between the SMART goal and the Pierce goal is that it's emotionally compelling. So you'll hear me say, is it keeping you up at night? If it's not keeping you up at night, then it's not going to be impactful to the students. But if it's keeping you up at night, that is something we have to find a solution as soon as possible. Okay? SMART goal don't have that part, right? And usually when it's something that's emotionally compelling, then you're more likely to focus on it and find a strategy to make sure that it's accomplished. Right? And then it also has to be reachable, which means we're able to measure it. It's something that we can measure. So if we set the goal, then we have strategies to be able to measure it. And then the last thing is that, of course, it's student focus. That's our goal this year, is that everything we do is all about the student. What are they learning? What are they doing? This goal is about them. We do have things that as teachers we will have to work on ourselves, but most of those need to be focused on, if I improve this for myself, how is it going to affect the student and make them successful? Okay, so after we figure out the clear picture and the reality, then we're going to come together and then we're going to start that identify process where you're going to create those Pierce goals. You're going to create those Pierce goals. Okay, now I am going to ask you a couple questions because I kind of want to see where you're at with your class so that we can figure out, okay, what's the start? What are we going to do? So what's going well in your classroom? And before, do you mind if I write these down?
No.
Okay.
What's going well? My connection to an individual student.
Okay. So basically, you're saying like your connection, your relationships that you have with your students, you've established those with your students. Well, that's awesome. Okay. And what areas do you think should need improvement?
I guess the students' individual growth, because they're focused on each other. So it's most definitely behavior, but it's individual, because it's not like the whole class. It's like 6 kids out of the whole class.
Okay, so you said that their individual goal instead of focusing on those around them?
Exactly.
Okay, now is this academic, discipline?
It's just all in general. Just both.
Okay, so all around growth is what you feel like it needs improvement in your classroom. Okay, all right. And then what is an ideal situation you like to see in your classroom and your students?
Collaboration. And them collaboration.
So you want to see them working well together?
Yes, working well together and be able to work together, most definitely.
Okay, so can you give me a scenario that you would want to walk into your classroom, or if you're given an assignment, what that looks like? Give me a visual.
Well, what that looks like is that we have these boards where they kind of like, is A1, B2, where they're actually doing a round robin. They're collectively all playing that part. Like, they're engaged and talking about the work as a team instead of saying, no, you're not doing that part. Oh, I'm number one. And kind of like, just that. So my idea is walk in there all literally taking turn. Like, hey, just working together and talking about the work and having a productive, conversation, not going back and forth about who does what and who doesn't know what. Who's copying off of each other, kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So you want to be able to see that the Kagan strategies are in effect.
Exactly.
That they're working together. They're doing the assignments.
Yes.
You don't see any bickering or arguing, but they're focused on the assignment at hand.
Exactly. As a group.
Nice. Okay. And so the next process, so it looks like you have what you want to see in your classroom, and you know the areas and where your students kind of need work in. So what we're going to do is that we're going to get a clear picture and clear reality and say, okay, is that actually the issue? And if that is the issue, okay, now what do we got to do? So what we're going to do is that you're going to do a video recording.
Okay.
And with the video recording, there's multiple steps to the recording, okay? So I'm going to come in and record you. I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to record. And then we'll do about 30 minutes. Then once you get after the recording, I will not watch the recording. There's going to be a couple steps that's going to take place, okay? And so you'll follow this. So the ideal goal of this recording, when you're watching it, I want you to follow the same policy we do with positive negatives. I need you to find 2 great things that you see with your classroom. And then you're going to find something that 1 or 2 that stress you out a little bit, right? 1 or 2. Not beyond. Just what is keeping you up. If this keeps happening, what is really bothering me, right? You want to identify those. So that's the ultimate goal of the video, because if we identify what's going good, then great. We don't have to focus on that. But if it's something that's affecting the students and their learning and it's keeping you up, then we need to identify those, okay? Then after that, you have to be in a space where you are not distracted at all. You need at least an hour to watch the video, because you're going to watch it twice, okay? So no one can disturb you. When you watch it, your first task is to only watch yourself. Don't watch the students, and you're going to do this survey on yourself. Okay? So when you're watching yourself, did I give my students 3-to-1 praise? Did I give corrections calm? Was I consistent? Was I immediate? Give yourself a 1 to a 7 how you felt you did, right? Because what we have to understand is that we sometimes affect the students and their success. So we have to have a clear picture of us as well, even though the goal is still focused on the students. Now, after you watch it, and then you make comments, if you see something specific, like at the 1 minute mark, I was doing this. Oh my gosh, I did that 15 times, or I continuously spoke to this one student or something like that. You want to make note of that, because after, you're going to then watch it again, but you're only going to pay attention to the students. Then you're going to assess, okay, were they engaged when I did the Kagan strategies? Because then you look deeper and say, why aren't they doing them the way that I'm teaching them? You get what I'm saying? And you assess the whole class. And then if you see some things that stick out, some particular students, if you see that, every 15 seconds or every 15 minutes, I'm noticing that Johnny is, doing something to distracted groups, or, whoa, it really wasn't Johnny. It was actually this person. Those are things you want to kind of note for yourself. Then you can compare this and then say, okay, so is my reality collaboration? Is that the issue? But why is it what's causing that, right? So then when you come back, now you have data from your video, and then now we can focus on making a clear goal, okay? Because now you have a clear picture. So that'll be the next step. Now what we need to do together is schedule when we are going to do the video, which will happen we want to set it up for the first week when we come back. So, but you can tell me which day except for Thursday, because Ms. Pacheco is going to do that day, okay? So we have Tuesday, Tuesday or Wednesday, or Friday.
Thursday.
That's the day Ms. Pacheco is doing her.
You said
Thursday.
I was thinking Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday, but you said Thursday. Yeah. Okay, so that would be the 16th. So that would be 10/16. Now, do you know what time, what subject?
I want to read
In the morning?
Yeah,
After
so
after
9:50,
PE.
yes.
So 9:50?
Yes.
You want me to come in at 10?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so they can get right after PE
Yes.
because they're coming
'cause
right
we
after
come in,
PE.
yes, so 10 o'clock. Yeah, because I gave us 5 minutes to
Get ready.
yes, to get ready to.
Okay.
Go down.
And then right after the video, how long do you think it will take you to watch the video, complete this without being disturbed, and have an effective meeting with yourself in the video?
After school.
After
Like
school?
when I get home.
When you get home? Okay, so how many days though?
What do you mean? Like
So we're gonna follow up right after you watch the video. So when do you want to follow up after that? So I'll do the video that Wednesday.
Friday.
You want to do it Friday?
Yes.
Okay, we can do it Friday. Oh, you don't have prep on Friday.
My prep is on Wednesday.
No, Fridays, remember you don't have prep because there's no electives. So we can't meet on Friday.
Oh.
You want to do the following Tuesday?
Yes, it's
Because I'm booked on that Monday. So the following Tuesday, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20th to 21st. 10, 21, and that will be at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
And I will take up your whole prep.
Okay.
All right. And so then after that, we'll continue to schedule the rest of our plan.
Okay.
So during that meeting, so on the 16th, I'm going to come in. I'm going to just record 30 minutes, and then I'll send it to you. I will not watch the video. I won't watch the video without your permission. And then if I do watch it, it'll be well after we've already established your goals. And that the only purpose of me watching it, we can watch it together or we can watch it separate. And it'll be so that I can get a clear reality as well, so that I'm guiding you in the right direction. Because I don't want to give suggestions or anything without me having a clear understanding as well. And then also we'll with the goal as well, we'll also come up with a strategy that we're going to try. You're going to come up with a strategy that we'll try. You'll come up with we'll come up with a strategy. I'm joking. We'll come up with a strategy that we'll try in the classroom that you feel will be effective. I do have a toolkit of things we know, right? But I won't offer those until we try what we think will work together first and come up with something. Because if I just give it to you, what's the chances that you'll follow through?
No, we don't know what the issue is.
Right. You don't know. You're like, I don't know if this is going to work. But if it's something that you're like, you know what, I think this might work, you're going to be more invested. The kids will be more invested. And so we'll establish that together. And then after, we'll have different ways that we'll monitor. So with your permission, I could do student interviews. You can have me model the strategy. Either I come in first and then model it, and then you will do it after. I will definitely give you a checklist. So you'll have that checklist with you, so it's easier for you to be able to, one, clear your mind and focus on your class, but also have the step-by-step, because it's harder for me to model and then you try to do it right after, right? We're all different. We teach different. And then I can do formal observation where I come in and do like a formal observation, but we won't do no evaluation or walkthrough or anything like that until we know this is mastered. You get what I'm saying? So I say, she's got it. Let's do a walkthrough. All right? Do you have any questions for me? How you feel?
I don't know yet.
It's going to be great.
I have to try it out to see. I don't know yet.
Okay, so I think you'll be great. I know it'll be great. So just to confirm, and I'll send you the invite on the calendar. 16th, we'll do the video.
Yes.
And then on the 21st, we'll meet back up, and then we'll start identifying and making the goals.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.